Hello, my name's Vicky McLeod. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about coping with chronic health, and I'm going to share with you my tips, tricks, and methods that I learned over my 8-year journey would help you maybe get better quicker or give you a roadmap that may help you plan and organize yourself during your chronic illness. And so hopefully these things will help you. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And I was very bad at certain parts of it. Things like record keeping and keeping a track of all the medications I'd had and the repeat prescriptions. So I feel I've really kind of cracked the code on what works for me. But hopefully it will give you sort of a roadmap to help you kind of plan out the things that may or may not be of use to you. There are lots of fantastic people out there talking about these things, but when I did my research when I was ill, I didn't look for any of that. I didn't look for how to cope with finances and loss of work and those kind of things, isolation. And they became as difficult as the actual illness itself. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And if any of these things ring true to you, or you are you somebody close to you you care about that's going through a chronic illness and you're struggling to know how to help them, perhaps some of these things might give you an idea on a way through it, how to hang in there when these things are difficult and you don't know what to do next, and create something that will work for you. So a little bit more clarity on what I am going to be doing. I'm going to be talking about the planning and organizing when you get chronically ill, and not only with your doctor or your family doctor or your specialists and sometimes the 7 minutes you have with a family doctor. You may have a very long list of ailments, but how you are really succinct about what you need to get to tell them and what you want them to deal with. They often won't deal with more than one or two things in any meeting at any one time. That's my experience. It may not be yours. I also will talk about record keeping and your medications and tracking your health, a way of tracking your health and keeping the results and understanding how to read the results that you're getting copies of those results and where to keep them. I'm going to talk about the support you're going to need, not just from the medical professional, but alternative health specialists or practitioners, and from your family and friends or people that care about you. Working with chronic illness, not being able to work with chronic illness, how to cope when you have, you lose your job, or you, like me, you have to give your job up, and coping with all the losses that go with that. Not just the loss of your health, but coping with finances. That was a huge stressor, and I would imagine that's the way for many people. I live alone and I don't have anybody in my life who financially supports me. So I had to manage all that on my own. And it wasn't easy because I also didn't get a diagnosis for any kind of thing that would qualify for disability. And I've been ill for 8 years now, 5 of which I've not been working for. But I'm going to talk about where you go and how you get the help with that as well. If you can get it, it may not work for you, but these are just some of the things that I did that helped me. I also want to talk about setting up your home when you're chronically ill and how you manage and prioritize the things that you have to do and what has to slide and what you can focus on that really matters to get done. Simple things like getting in and out of the shower might be, like it was for me, almost impossible. Trying to clean the house was very difficult. How you do these things when you haven't got the money to pay somebody else to help you do them, and when you just learn to quit and let it go because there's no other option. But if you're not used to being that person, it can be very difficult to change that mindset. How to use your time and energy when it's very precious and you have very little energy, and it has to be used absolutely for the most important thing. A little bit about me. I'm over 55 and I live in Vancouver, Canada. But if you can tell by the accent, it probably gives me away. I'm from Lancashire, Blackburn, Lancashire, in England originally. I've been in Canada for 19 years now. I currently live in this apartment here, which is a tiny little 650 square foot apartment in Vancouver. It's a little glass box in the sky because I live in a high rise. If it's noisy in the background, that's because I live downtown, right in the middle of downtown. And it's noisy all the time. There are dump trucks and cars and dogs and people pipping horns and you name it. It's always going on. There's somebody, they're building buildings and there's always drilling and banging. So I'm going to try and take that noise out of the back of here. Because I got ill 8 years ago. It was parasites that started it. It took 7 months to get diagnosed. And when they gave me the antibiotics to get rid of them, they didn't work and they came back right away. And then my health, just as I describe it, really slid and I couldn't get it back. And it went on for years. And by the time I managed to get rid of the parasites, they'd done so much damage to my stomach that I got diagnosed in England by a stomach specialist with a thing called bile salt malabsorption, which is kind of nobody really knows anything about, except for my specialist, obviously. But it felt like Crohn's to me. It looked like Crohn's. Everybody thought I had Crohn's, but I didn't test for that. But it was agonizingly painful. I had lots of problems with eating. Everything got pretty bad. I knew it was bad when my hair dropped out. I lost most of my hair. I got massive gum recession. And then I lost so much weight that they put me back in hospital and had to put kind of feeder tubes into me and try and get rid of the parasites with antibiotics again, and then feed me up, which didn't really work. And I ended up using parasite tincture from a place called Finlandia to get rid of my parasites. I'll go into a lot more depth about all these things in other videos, but I will be sharing with you all these things, and hopefully it will help you with your journey and your chronic health and getting yourself what you need. I'm going to sign off now, but before I do, I just wish to say that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare provider of any kind, I'm not a nutritionist or a therapist, or I'm not a financial advisor. If you need any of these things, you must get somebody qualified and local and experienced or near you to do that, which is what I did. That I'm talking about is only my experience. It's only what helped me. And it may not work for you, but at least it will give you an idea about the different types of things you can try or different avenues to go down, so that when you're feeling like nothing's working, there may be a way to just do the 1 or 2 small things that make a difference and keep you going. So I wish you well. I wish you all the best, and I hope that if you're struggling with ill health, that you can find a way to get better. And I want you to take care, and hopefully I will see you in my next few videos. So all the very best. Thank you for tuning in.